For years, whispers have echoed through the halls of the internet. Is Hailey Bieber obsessed with Selena Gomez? Is this just fan fantasy, or is there real shade being thrown behind the scenes? Things exploded in February 2023 when a viral moment sparked what fans quickly dubbed Eyebrowgate. Selena had posted a light, funny TikTok. In it, she joked about over-laminating her eyebrows, a small, harmless moment where she laughed at herself, but just hours later, Kylie Jenner, one of Hailey's closest friends, uploaded a cryptic Instagram story. It featured a close-up of her brows with the caption, "This was an accident." If that wasn't enough, she followed it up with a screenshot from a FaceTime call featuring Hailey Bieber, zoomed in on both of their perfectly styled eyebrows. To most people, it might have seemed like nothing, but to fans, it felt like a subtle, pointed dig at Selena's video, a mocking gesture, a coordinated move. And the internet went wild. Suddenly, this wasn't just about brows. It was about alliances, microaggressions, and a feud fans had been feeding on for years. But the real twist? Selena didn't ignore it. She didn't post a fiery statement, but she did something even more powerful. She started interacting with TikToks that were calling out Kylie and Hailey. She left heartfelt comments like, "I love you," and that made me cry. "Thank you." Was it vulnerability? Gratitude? Or a subtle nod of agreement? Some people saw it as her quietly encouraging backlash, fueling a fire while keeping her hands cleaned. And just like that, fans declared war. Suddenly, it wasn't just a TikTok joke. It was a movement. Selena was being praised for standing up. Hailey and Kylie were being dragged as mean girls. And all of this over an eyebrow video? Or was it something deeper? Because this wasn't the first time Hailey was accused of copying or mocking Selena. And it definitely wouldn't be the last. But before we go there, let's pause. Selena had a choice: stay silent or step in. And when the internet hit boiling point, she made her position clear. This isn't what I stand for. No one should have to experience hate or bullying. So if she was the one being accused of fueling hate, why was she the only one asking people to stop? So after Selena publicly condemned hate, you'd think things might have cooled down, right? Wrong. Instead, things got uglier, fast. As the dust from Eyebrowgate barely settled, fan theories started spinning out of control. Some creators on TikTok and X began claiming that Selena was secretly manipulating the situation, using her massive influence to weaponize her fanbase against Hailey. Accounts like It Exposing Zag claimed that Selena was starting a hate train and then playing the victim by taking a break from social media right after fueling the drama. Think about how wild that sounds. Imagine if Taylor Swift went around liking every post criticizing Kim Kardashian and then vanished off Instagram. The internet would explode. And that's exactly what was happening. Selena had been engaging with emotional fan comments, ones that talked about how deeply her music and struggles resonated. She wasn't attacking Hailey directly, not once, but that didn't matter to critics. They began accusing her of indirect manipulation. Some even said she was harassing Hailey for 72 hours straight through her online activity before going dark, painting her social media break as a calculated sympathy grab. Others went further, dragging Selena into unrelated drama, like body-shaming Bella Hadid, or playing the pick-me girl to stay relevant. But here's the kicker. There was zero proof that Selena had actually targeted Hailey in any direct way. No callouts, no subtweets, no shady captions, just fan interpretations of vague interactions and a public figure dealing with her mental health the best way she knew how. And when things reached a fever pitch, Selena once again did what most people wouldn't. She addressed it head-on. In March 2023, she posted on Instagram, saying that Hailey had reached out to her personally, explaining she'd been receiving death threats and horrifying DMs. Selena didn't deflect. She didn't minimize it. She posted a clear, strong message. No one should have to experience hate or bullying. I've always advocated for kindness and truly want this all to stop. That moment could have ended the whole narrative. But the internet? It doesn't forget, and it definitely doesn't move on that easily. And so the question that kept floating around was, if Selena truly wanted peace, why do her fans keep interpreting her silence as shade? Because just when you think it's over, another incident gets pulled under the microscope. As accusations swirled around Selena, framing her as the subtle instigator in this never-ending saga, fans started asking, what about Hailey? Was she just the innocent target of online chaos? Or was there more to the story? Turns out, the internet had receipts, or at least it thought it did. One of the most talked about moments came in February 2023, just as the Eyebrowgate drama was boiling over. Hailey, along with Kendall Jenner and Justine Skye, posted a TikTok where they lip-synced to an audio saying, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right." It was cryptic, vague, but to many, far too coincidental. Just days before, Selena had been body-shamed online for her vacation photos. The timing was enough to make fans furious, interpreting the clip as a mocking jab at Selena's appearance. Cloaked under a playful girls' night vibe, Hailey tried to put the flames out quickly. She clarified that the TikTok wasn't aimed at anyone and that they were just having fun, but the damage was done. The public had already connected the dots, and the narrative was taking off without her. Then another shade alert hit. Hailey posted a story promoting her skincare brand, but she used the original version of Rima's hit Calm Down, not the remix that featured Selena and had become globally associated with her. Again, it seemed innocent, but fans insisted it was a strategic exclusion, a silent dig. Tweets exploded, accusing Hailey of trying to erase Selena from a song she helped make viral. "Out of all the songs," one fan wrote, "you pick that version without Selena? Yeah, that's not random." And the rumors didn't stop. In March 2025, a TikTok user named @CourtneyPresto claimed that Hailey had liked a video mocking Selena in Benny Blanco's Interview magazine photo shoot, calling it the worst couple shoot ever. Screenshots of the alleged like circulated. Quickly, Hailey's team denied the claim immediately, calling it a fabricated stunt designed to revive a tired narrative. But in the court of public opinion, especially online, even the rumor of shade is enough to reignite the fire. And here's the irony, just months earlier in December 2024, Hailey had liked Selena's engagement announcement to Benny Blanco. A gesture many interpreted as supportive, even mature. Yet here we were, again cycling through suspicions and speculation over every post, like, and song choice. So what's the truth? Is Hailey subtly attacking Selena? Or are we just seeing what we want to see? At the center of this tangled web beyond the eyebrow drama, cryptic TikToks and fan wars, is one name that keeps pulling everything back into orbit: Justin Bieber. He's the gravitational force anchoring the entire Selena and Hailey narrative, the root of the obsession. The reason why, years after their breakup, people still treat the past like it's breaking news. Justin dated Selena Gomez on and off for nearly a decade, starting back in 2010. Their relationship wasn't just tabloid fodder, it was a cultural phenomenon. Fans gave them a name, Jelena. Every moment was dissected, romanticized, and burned into the memory of millions. But when Justin married Hailey Baldwin just a few months after his final breakup with Selena in 2018, it felt to many fans like a betrayal, a wound that never healed. That timeline alone has fueled years of speculation. Was Hailey the rebound? Was Justin still in love with Selena when he got married? Did he rush into marriage to prove something? Or escape something? The internet has asked all of this and more on a loop. And just when things start to quiet down, Justin does something that drags it all back into the spotlight. Take April 2025, for example. Justin posted a meme on his Instagram story. It featured Gollum from The Lord of the Rings with the caption, "Girls on social media when they get engaged." At any other time, it might have been seen as an odd but harmless post. But this time, it came just days after Selena announced her engagement to Benny Blanco. Suddenly, theories lit up X like wildfire. Was this a passive-aggressive shot at Selena? Was Justin bitter, sad, jealous? Some users insisted it was a clear sign he hadn't moved on. Others defended him, saying Justin had always posted weird, ironic content, and this was just another one of those moments. After all, he hadn't mentioned Selena by name, he hadn't even hinted at her directly. But the timing? It was too tempting to ignore. People started connecting it to Selena's song, "How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten," and building entire narratives off a single meme. In truth, there's no real evidence Justin was shading Selena. But the internet doesn't run on proof, it runs on speculation, feelings, and the desperate need for closure. And that's what keeps this feud alive, long after the people involved have tried to move on. To truly understand why this feud won't die, why every eyebrow lift, song lyric or Instagram like becomes headline material, you have to look beyond Hailey and Selena. The real story isn't just about two women being compared. It's about an obsession that fans just can't seem to let go of, Jelena. For over a decade, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez weren't just a couple. They were a cultural fixation, a real-life teenage fairy tale unfolding in front of millions. From their red carpet debut at the 2011 Vanity Fair Oscars party to private dates like Justin renting out the Staples Center for a Titanic screening, fans lived every moment like it was their own. And when things got messy, when the breakups came, when cryptic songs dropped, when Justin started dating other people, those same fans didn't move on. They got more emotionally involved. Even when Selena dated The Weeknd or Justin dated Sofia Richie, it never seemed to matter. All roads led back to each other. And when they briefly reunited in 2017 after Selena's kidney transplant, hope surged through the fanbase like a drug. They were spotted at church, on bike rides, going to hockey games. But by March 2018, the reunion had fizzled. Selena walked away for good, reportedly with her family's support. 3 months later, Justin was engaged to Hailey. It was a shock. Not just because of the speed, but because to millions of fans, the love story they were emotionally invested in had been rewritten without their permission. And that's the part most people miss. When celebrities share their lives so publicly, fans begin to see themselves in those stories. They start to believe they're part of it. So when Jelena ended, it wasn't just a breakup. It was a loss of nostalgia, of a fantasy, of something they had grown up with. Psychologists even have a term for this: parasocial grief. It's what happens when you mourn the end of a one-sided relationship with someone you don't actually know but feel deeply connected to. That's what kept Jelena trending long after both parties had moved on. That's why Hailey was never just Justin's wife in the eyes of fans. She was the woman who replaced a fantasy. And no matter what she did, whether she tried to stay quiet, defend herself, or show support for Selena, she was cast as the villain. At the same time, Selena couldn't breathe without being accused of stoking the feud. If she posted a sad lyric, it was about Justin. If she liked a fan comment, it was an attack on Hailey. Every move she made was filtered through the lens of a storyline fans had already written. And here's the irony: both women have repeatedly denied any bad blood. They've even posed together in public. But none of it seems to matter. Because in the fans' version of the story, there can only be one leading lady. Despite the endless speculation, the cryptic social media posts, and the fan-made timelines, both Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber have repeatedly made one thing clear: they've moved on. But it's the public, the fans, the media, the internet at large that refuses to do the same. Let's start with Selena. She's one of the most followed people on Instagram, a successful actress, a globally recognized singer, and the founder of a thriving beauty brand. In interviews, she's spoken openly about her mental health, her anxiety, and how toxic online comparisons have affected her well-being. In Vanity Fair, she revealed she even handed over her social media accounts to her team just to create space for peace in her mind. This isn't someone scheming behind the scenes to shade her ex's wife. This is someone trying to survive in a digital world that refuses to let her grow. And then there's Hailey. She's married, she's a mother, she's building her skincare brand, and she's continuing her modeling career. In the rare moments she's addressed the drama, her tone has always been firm and exhausted. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, she flat out denied ever overlapping with Selena and her relationship with Justin. "That's not who I am. That's not what I do," she said. "I was raised better than that." She's tried to squash the narrative, not feed it. In October 2022, Hailey and Selena even posed together at the Academy Museum Gala, moments so jarring to the internet that it broke timelines. It was a powerful image, two women smiling together, trying to say with one picture, "This isn't what you think it is," and yet no one listened, even when Hailey liked Selena's rare beauty launch posts. Even when Selena defended Hailey against death threats in March 2023. Even when Hailey liked Selena's engagement post to Benny Blanco in 2024. Fans still claimed it was all fake, or worse, calculated. Because when you're emotionally invested in a feud, facts don't always matter. What matters is the narrative you've committed to. This is what makes the feud so hard to kill. It's not rooted in facts, it's rooted in projection. Every subtle action becomes a loaded weapon in the minds of fans. A song lyric? Shade. A story post? A secret message. Even silence becomes suspicious. But when you step back and actually look at the timeline, at the actions, the statements, the receipts, it becomes clear that the actual tension is being kept alive by us, not. Then so ask yourself, if Selena and Hailey are clearly over it, why aren't we? So after everything, the eyebrow memes, the TikToks, the lyrics, the Instagram likes, the podcast confessions, what are we really left with? Ood or fantasy? When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clearer than ever. The so-called Selena versus Hailey drama is less about two women and more about us, the culture, the fans, the media, the obsession. It's a narrative built on fragments and assumptions, fueled by likes, retweets, and comment wars. But the reality? It doesn't hold up under scrutiny. There's no smoking gun. No definitive moment where Selena publicly trashed Hailey or Hailey openly declared war on Selena. What we do have are isolated, ambiguous actions that have been dissected and weaponized by fans who want there to be drama. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. We like pitting women against each other. It's an age-old entertainment model, Madonna vs. Mariah, Britney versus Christina, Nicki versus Cardi. And now, in the age of 24/7 social media, we've elevated it to an Olympic sport. People scroll through Instagram like it's a crime scene, searching for clues in nail polish colors, song choices, and facial expressions. Sometimes a TikTok is just a TikTok. Sometimes a song is just a song. But when you're committed to a feud, everything becomes a clue. Selena and Hailey have both spoken out again and again asking for kindness. They've shown maturity. They've defended each other in public. They've smiled for photos. And still, many fans are more devoted to the feud than the people involved ever were. Why? Because for some, it's easier to live in the drama than to admit it never really existed. Because we've built a whole ecosystem, content creators, gossip blogs, stan accounts on the assumption that Selena hates Hailey and vice versa. But here's what's real. Selena is engaged to Benny Blanco, building her empire and focusing on her health. Hailey is raising her child, managing a skincare brand, and carving out her space away from the Jolena legacy. These are two successful women trying to navigate public life under intense pressure. And yet, we treat them like characters in a show that hasn't aired a new episode in years, but we keep waiting for the next twist. So, has Selena really thrown shade at Hailey? Based on everything we've seen, no. Not in any clear, direct, or malicious way. And has Hailey? Also no, at least not in any way that isn't up for interpretation. The truth is far less dramatic than the theories. And maybe that's what makes people uncomfortable. Because letting go of a fake feud means admitting we made it up. It means acknowledging that these women have done more to end the drama than we've done to stop feeding it. In the end, the real question isn't, are you Team Selena or Team Hailey? It's this, are you Team Growth? Or are you still rooting for a rivalry that never existed in the first place? If you made it this far, thank you for staying curious, respectful, and grounded in reality. Tap like, hit subscribe, and comment below. Are we finally ready to let this feud go? Or will the internet keep rewriting a story the main characters stopped telling long ago?